Trail cameras can be great tools for hunters to learn about deer movement and behavior. I really enjoy studying trail cameras. Not only, there's a buck here and this is my hit list buck, but really studying trail camera pictures and videos and understanding the time of year, what's going on in the breeding season, how deer are moving between food sources, their travel patterns, learning all that behavior and just learning more and more about deer. So as we begin the hunting season, I want to take a little time and share how we set up our Moultrie Mobiles, how we manage the battery life, where we locate them, how we use those pictures and videos to better understand what's going on in the woods. Now we're just going to hit on a few of these, but over the next few weeks during the hunting season, we'll dive into this even deeper. And we'll be sharing through the Moultrie Mobile series every Friday tips and techniques of how we're using our Moultrie. So make sure you stay tuned with us. But today we're going to give a good overview so you can get those cameras set up, get them in the woods and working for you so you can start applying them to your hunting strategy. The Growing Deer team has been using the Moultrie Mobile for several years now and I really like it. And let me tell you one reason is this camera is all managed through the app. I can monitor our battery life, change, how many times the pictures are uploaded, manage that battery, look at pictures and videos all off my phone, whether I'm off or on the property. This is great if I'm an absentee landowner, working through the week, keeping tabs what's going on the property, go in this weekend and hunt. Everything's managed through the app. So Moultrie Mobile, the Edge Pro 2 is what we have here. We're going to get it set up. I'm going to tell you how we set it up in the app. That way we have really good battery life and why we're locating it at this location. First, let's talk about this location. I'm standing on a ridge that is surrounded by hardwood timber. Right over my shoulder here, we have a little hidey hole food plot, a little food plot in the middle of big timber. And on top of that, we're here in the early season. It's hot. There's a little pond right next to this hidey hole. This is a limited resource for the neighborhood. In the middle of the timber, this little green plot and water are limited resources. If you can identify the limited resources where you're hunting, that's probably a great camera location. Food, cover, and water are those resources that we're looking for. If we can identify a limited resource, we can put a trail camera over that resource, but we can also back off that resource, do some scouting, and find those travel corridors leading to and from that limited resource. Whether that's going back to a bedding area or maybe a larger food source, if this is a staging area for deer going to a big destination field where they're feeding during the night, these limited resources are prime locations for trail cameras, and that's the first place, if I'm just going in cold, I'm going to be putting a trail camera to figure out what deer are in the area. Keep in mind those resources may change throughout the season. So if you start seeing on the app, hey, deer aren't showing up here every afternoon, or they're only coming in every couple days, there's probably a shift in a food resource or there's more water somewhere. That's a good indicator deer have shifted to another primary resource. Part of a hunting strategy is not alerting deer, and going in and changing cards every couple days or that afternoon right before you're going into hunting the weekend, that can alert deer. So minimal disturbance is key. And that's what I really like about the Moultrie Mobile. We have a rechargeable battery pack here, and we're also going to be running a solar panel. So we're going to have very minimal disturbance because over time this battery is going to last a long time, especially with the solar panel, and we can manage our battery and keep this camera up running and not have to come in every couple days when we want to know what's in the area. We get every day an upload and we see pictures, we know what's in the area. So we can really save our battery life and our time coming in and going out, not disturbing deer. So I've got my battery pack, my solar panel. Now it's time to just turn the camera on, and then I'm going to set it up right through the app. Moultrie does a great job walking you right through the steps, giving you tips for setup. And what I want to do is I go to my settings. I'm going to tell my power source So the first thing I'm doing, I'm going to say it's a rechargeable pack. When you set your camera up, you can either do an upload frequency, so when it gets triggered, critter goes in front of it, big buck walks out, it can immediately upload. That's great if you want to know exactly what's going on. Or you have the option to have an upload every 3, 6, 12, or 24 hours. And what that does is it helps save that battery life. So if your camera's a long ways out and you're a weekend warrior, maybe you only need that 24-hour upload or 12 hours. That way you can get those pictures that are being captured throughout the week, you know, and you have them available the day before you're hunting. So you kind of know the MRI, the most recent information, what's going on your property. So that's a great battery management tool. Another one, you can just pick photos or videos. I like to have photo and video. I love videos because videos allow you the opportunity to really study bucks. If there's a buck in the background and you can't really tell who he is, or he hasn't turned to one side or the other, if you have that video mode on, that allows you to look at that buck, get a good look at him, give him a couple seconds to turn, where you can really study that deer. Identify that deer, maybe by his antlers, or look at his age. He turns, gives you a broadside look, and you can estimate the age of that buck. So sometimes those angles on that first picture just aren't enough to get a really good look at them. And that's why I do like to have it on video mode. Moultrie's got 1080p, you know, really good video, and I'm going to maximize that. I want that 20 seconds because I want the longest look at those deer that I'm studying. I like that longer look because you never know how long that deer's going to kind of, you know, look one way, stand there before he turns. So having those extra seconds, those 20 seconds, gives you a lot of time to look at that deer. I've set the entire camera up right from the app. So now it's time to get this thing on a tree. The live aim features, what I really like about the Moultrie Mobile Edge Pro 2 is I can just hit aim and mount. It connects right to my phone. I just hit connect here and it's going to connect right to my phone, and I'm going to be able to see exactly where this camera is aiming before I leave. I can make any adjustments. I don't have to get back to the house and go, oh my goodness, things looking up at the sky, looking down at the ground. I'm going to see every critter that's walking in front of this camera now. So that saves a lot of time and hassle, having to go back, that frustration when you don't get that camera quite right, takes all that out. Love the live aim feature. So here we are. This is lined up perfectly where I want to see. I want to see the edge of this pond, critters coming in here. I know there's a food source here. This is my pinch point, my bottleneck, limited resource. This is what I'm overlooking right now because we're super dry. But if we get rain, it's going to change. But we got 2 limited resources right here. I love the aim here. We're calling this good. So I've got the Edge Pro 2 set up over a limited resource right next to a hide hole and a water source. This is where I love setting cameras, those limited resources. Really managing my battery life with my settings. So can manage, you know, do I want that immediate upload? Do I want every couple hours, you know, what that interval is? I'm also looking at the delay settings. That's going to say, you know, if there's just deer standing in this water for, you know, 10 minutes, we're not just boom, 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 getting pictures and videos. And that wears down the battery life. So if a deer comes in, it's getting a drink of water, I like that delay about 15 seconds. That's going to save my battery life. There's many more tips we will be sharing later this fall, and I hope you follow along each Friday during our Moultrie Mobile series and learn how you can use trail cameras as part of your hunting strategy and learn more about deer behavior. I hope you're able to get outside this week and enjoy creation, but no matter what, slow down, listen to the Creator and the purpose He has for your life. Thanks for watching Growing Deer.